From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
In southern Florida this week, there's a most unusual competition. You could think of it as a cross between a science fair and a sports event, but we think that submarine racing is unlikely ever to become much of a spectator sport. Nonetheless, here's ABC's Dick Schaap.
Combine the sparkling vision of Jules Verne, the curiosity of Jacques Cousteau, the know-how of Admiral Rickover, and you have a two-man human-powered submarine, one of 34 gathered in Florida this past week for the second International Submarine Races. They come in varying shapes and styles and colors, with names that range from the sublime to the subhuman. Most represent universities, some known for high-tech curriculum, some for football.
Fighting Texas Aggie submarine!
The boats are the creations of ancient submariners and young students of engineering.
Tonight we got to go home and work on the gears. We got a little bit too high sprocket ratio.
They have spent months, even years, designing, building, testing, preparing to challenge the ocean. One crewman is called the propulsor. He is the peddler, the brawn.
It's murder. It's a lot of work. I'm amazed at how much work it is.
The other is the pilot, the navigator, the brains.
I got this little restrictor right here. If he's not pedaling hard enough, I
The subs are judged for ingenuity and efficiency, but the keenest competition is for speed. A few hundred yards offshore, they are submerged, 20 feet under the sea, and in tricky Atlantic currents, flooded with water, they race a 400-meter oval, and the swiftest reach speeds of more than 4 knots, close to 6 miles an hour. Not every sub swims smoothly.
I was kicking, and the tail was wagging about a 6-foot wag, and unfortunately we didn't move forward.
He wanted his sub to look like a fish, and in the end, it did. Dick Schaap, ABC News, Singer Island, Florida.
I'm Stanley Dunn, professor and chairman of the Department of Ocean Engineering at Florida Atlantic University. The news broadcast that you just saw was beamed into millions of American homes during the week-long second International Submarine Race program held in Riviera Beach, Florida. It's a good but not unique example of the extensive international and national coverage that this program attracted. The concept for the submarine race was born 4 years ago in a conversation between Hap Perry, president of the Perry Foundation, and myself when we were discussing the challenges of attracting young people to engineering and technology, to adequately training them to deal with the real world, and to the challenges of developing technology and innovation. Out of that conversation, and after much work on the part of both of our organizations, the race, as we now know it, took its present form.
Why make the human-powered element part of the competition?
By making it human-powered, we made it a level playing field. Everybody can come up with an equivalent power plant. In addition, we wanted to make it inexpensive enough for this kind of event to happen.
The Second International Submarine Race was a success in many ways. First, it attracted 34 competitors from the United States, Canada, and Germany, bringing together a truly international set of competitors. Second, from a performance point of view, new levels of technology, innovation in propulsion, materials, and outright performance were achieved. There's more to winning the races than just mere speed. There's considerations for cost effectiveness and innovation. Also the question of which competitor has the best overall performance. Those determinations were made by a board of judges selected from government and industry laboratories around the United States. I'm standing next to the world's fastest human-powered submarine, designed, built, and raced entirely by ocean engineering undergraduate and graduate students. The FAU boat, with 4.71 knots, is an excellent illustration of the type of innovation, technology, and engineering that this race fostered. Okay, now let's go to the races. Primary concern throughout the entire program was safety, and you'll immediately see the Navy divers handling the submarines underwater, locking them into their starting positions, and controlling the starting process and watching the boats leave the starting line. As they race away, each one trying to gain a position, they're under constant tracking from an acoustic system that presented a visual display as to where they were at any time on the race course. Surface buoys trailed by the submarines were followed by Navy safety divers in surface inflatables in order to ensure a positive contact with the submarine and maintain safety at all times. Clearly, the 1991 competition has established the International Submarine Race Program as a unique means to foster innovation, technology development, and the education of young engineers. We're planning today for the next program in 1993. Under the leadership of President Cantonese, Florida Atlantic University, and the Perry Foundation are putting together a collegium of support in order to ensure that the next race reaches its full potential.
When I first heard about the International Submarine Races, naturally I had some apprehension, but I've become a believer. This is a program of immense value to our nation and to the world. It allows students and faculty to stretch our knowledge and try new technologies and exploration of the oceans. But we need your support. We need the help of the private sector to supplement the funds that we receive from IBM and local corporations and foundations to make sure that the next submarine races are the very best that they can be.
I don't have earphones today. Can you give me an earphone?
Go ahead and wrap it up, and then you point me.